Welcome back to Monday Mindset with Darnell and myself, Emily. We are just so excited to have you here today. And today we are talking all about manifesting and three myths that are out there about manifesting that we want to talk about, as well as some of the magical stuff that both Darnell and I have manifested in our lives. Darnell, do you want to
I
share
love
about your
that.
sanctuary?
Thank you, Emily, for opening up, and thank you again for our audience who've been supporting us and really providing some positive comments. We want to bring this content to continue to help people, and we really appreciate the comments. So continue to share where it makes sense for your audience and the people in your community because we feel like what we go through, other people are going through as well. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm so glad you said that really quickly because we're doing this because we are sharing. Both Darnell and I are private people. We don't want to necessarily be out there, but we are going through life. As you said, was it last week?
Life be lifing.
I love that. Life be life. And we're doing it and we're being real and authentic with you because we don't want to be doing it alone. We don't want you doing it alone. So please like this video if you like it on both Darnell's YouTube page as well as mine, and subscribe to both of our channels just to help support us so we can continue to bring out more content for you as we're life be lifing.
Yes. So thank you, Emily, for adding that. So to answer your question, I've been a student of the law of attraction and manifestation for many, many years. I think I first started like learning about it when I was around 13 years old, where I really took it upon myself to start reading books around
At
manifestation
13,
and law of attraction. Yes.
that's amazing to me. Was your mom into it or?
Yes, yeah. So
Okay.
my mom's been on this journey like all of my life. Like she's into metaphysics, into astrology, and so I kind of grew up in an environment where we just studied law of attraction, manifestation, astrology, and creating the life that you want, right? And so for me, I know like The Secret was like the big thing that came out,
Yes,
right?
I think that's
With
when I got
that,
into it. I was
yes.
all into The Secret, but it didn't work.
Right. It didn't work, right? And so people are probably like, it is a great start, but manifestation and law of attraction evolves, right? So when you think about how do you really attract and manifest the things into your life, it's great to think about them. It's great to create vision. It's great to do affirmations. However, it doesn't stop there. You have to think about how can I really start to encompass and pull in this future thing that I'm trying to manifest. So for me, as an example, to answer your question, my husband and I, we were looking to purchase a home and we wanted to build a home that we wanted to call our own. And we decided that we would call our home sanctuary because we want people who enter our home to feel like this is a sanctuary, a place of peace and calm for them whenever they come into the home. So we actually manifested for ourselves the home that we wanted to share with our family and our friends. And so it was a matter of us just really encompassing and feeling inside of our body when we would open the door. What would the door look like? What would the interior of the home look like? What are our color schemes? What's the feeling and the flow of the home? So we really took our time, not just thinking about what the home would be, but feeling each area in the home and what it would bring to our people that would enter into our home. So just really constantly just thinking about it, visualizing being in every single room. What would the furniture look like in each room? What would the feeling in the bedrooms be, in the game room, in the living room? So we totally just immersed ourselves in the experience of what it would feel like being in the home.
I
And
love that you did it together.
yes.
So, how did you guys do this together? Was it just something that you would sit down at dinner and start talking about, or how was it? Were you actually
Yeah,
meditation?
yeah. So we would just initially we decided, okay, where we wanted to live, different areas in our city. Then once we decided on that, we would visit those areas. We would get a feeling for those areas if that energy in those different cities resonated with our energy, right? So we tapped in to ourselves to make sure that the energy of the community really aligned with our energy. So that was the first thing. Then we would actually think about what type of builder we wanted to build our home and the just the values that the builder, what they stand for, what, other customer testimonials were like. So we did our research around the type of builder that we wanted as well. Then once we decided on that, the next steps, finding a realtor, making sure we tapped into a realtor that aligned with us as well, and then also thinking about what type of design. So we did every step, like every micro step along the way to ensure that we were not just building a home that didn't connect with us, but building it that was going to be really true for us and feel like what we would call our home, right?
I love that. That's so beautiful. And all of I mean, it must have been so much fun to co-create with him.
Yes, it was an amazing experience. I mean, we felt like we were playing like children, right? Because it was a process where were very intentional about even going to the design center and picking out the individual tiles. I mean, we even had to decide on where some of the light switches were going to go and the color schemes. And it just felt like we were really in our joy moment while we were building this home and creating it to the version that we wanted to call it our sanctuary.
So did you create the sanctuary? The end result
Yes,
was exactly what you were co-creating
it
all along.
is exactly
Oh,
what we wanted. I mean, because we envisioned each layer, each step along the way, right? We started to feel what the foundation would feel like in the home. So we immersed ourselves in feeling very grounded in our foundation when they started to put up the walls. And so before they actually put up the walls where they just had the wood slats, we went through the home and put different prayers and affirmations inside of each room and what we wanted each room to feel inside of the home.
oh, that feels so good.
Yeah, that
You
was
really poured
such
into
a
this.
beautiful experience. And when people come to our home, they will say the thing that we put inside of the walls.
Now I need to come visit.
Yes,
Just to pour so much love and
yes,
intention into your home, which is, as we were talking before, this is like so important. It's your root chakra.
yes. The base and the foundation, the core of who you are, right?
Yes.
Which is really important. And, I know we've talked about previously on some of our other Monday mindsets where people are feeling anxious and not feeling grounded. And if you can have a place where you can feel no matter what your home looks like, if you can make your own home feel like your foundation, like your sanctuary, then that will keep you grounded.
Absolutely, which
Yeah.
is so important right now. We need
Yeah.
that. It's interesting we're talking about this because last night I couldn't sleep. I was up most of the night and I was thinking about my crystals and I was like, gosh, I need to get these babies out and get them cleansed
Clear. Yes. Yes.
because I was feeling like there was just clutter in my house. And I'm like, it's not
Hmm.
just my crystals, it's my home. I live in a
Yeah.
very small house. And so there's not a lot of room. And I know, and I'm a pretty minimalist, but I have a partner. So there's
Yeah.
only so much I can do. And I love a squeaky clean home, but I've noticed in the last few months there's a little pile up. Like I have a few blankets over here across from me, and I'm like, oh, that's driving me nuts. I need to
Yeah.
clean my space, and it's not just making sure my crystals are clear, but my whole space. I need to create
Yes.
a sanctuary so that my crystals then can really amplify that
Yes.
energy and create that sanctuary feel that I can feel secure
Yes.
in these times that we are so uprooted.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you're at home and you remove the things that may be causing some blockages, that it clears your energy in your space where you can be more creative and you can think of the next thing or the next idea to help you, get to wherever that thing is that you're going to? Like when you remove the clutter, when you clear and the crystals are amplified, like how does that make you feel inside?
Amazing, truly
Yeah.
amazing. Yes, I feel incredible having that. And yes, I feel energized. I feel like my brain is like clear. I can think
Hmm.
clearly and be creative. So
Do you have any other like things that you've manifested, Emily, in your life that you can give an example around?
Yeah, so recently I've been wanting to manifest some more resources in my life for my business. I spend many hours being a solopreneur building my
Hmm.
business and just wanting some resources to help streamline my business and maybe some guidance on areas that maybe are waste of time that I like the clutter we were just talking
Yeah.
about, but the clutter in my business.
Right.
And just last week, I happened to, out of nowhere, manifest a business coach that had offered her services completely free for me
Wow.
to meet with me and help guide me in my business.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's not just a business coach. This is somebody that works with multi millionaires. So her
Wow.
fees, I have no clue what her fees are. I
Yeah.
really don't. They're not
And
listed on her website.
she offered a service to connect with you to offer you free advice coaching in your
Yes.
business. And we know that her pricing is probably at a high scale if she's working with multi-million dollar businesses and people. So how did you manifest that? Like, was there something that you do on a day to day that brings that manifestation through? Yeah. How did you pull that
Well,
resource in?
there's a few things I do. One, sit down and I write out things that I'm grateful for every day,
I love that.
a minimum of 10 things. And in those 10 things, there's usually one or two things that I don't have, but I write it down as if I already have it
Yes,
because our brain doesn't know the difference.
exactly. Correct.
And a lot of the times I write down some of my current mentors that I'm in or I'm working with.
Hmm.
Like we're working with Mariko right now, right?
Yes.
And
Yep.
so I will be great. Honestly, I'm so grateful for her. Yes. And so I am putting out there, like, I am so grateful for the support that I'm getting. Solarpreneur.
It's a lot of work being a
Mhm.
solopreneur,
It
right?
really is.
Because you're the technician, you're the marketing executive, the sales executive, HR,
Yeah, you
you're
got every hat.
accounting, CFO, like president. Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
you're doing all the roles, you're wearing all the hats, right?
everything.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And so
so
I love what you said about like writing everything down to pull in what you want to manifest. It's just like how I learned years ago. It's an example I learned from one of my coaches is like when you're at a restaurant and you're placing an order, right? Like you're manifesting the thing that you want, right? Maybe it's a pasta salad or something like that. And then you give your order to the waiter and the waiter goes into the kitchen and the kitchen creates this master pasta salad for you, right? So it's just like manifestation for us. When you think about the things that you want to manifest, you're placing your order to the universe, right? And you're allowing the universe to create this masterpiece for you and to pull in those resources to create the thing that you most desire and allowing them the creativity around it versus us trying to control it and go into the kitchen and help the chef cook it and help cut up the vegetables. And so, yeah. So
I love that analogy. It's so good. Well, and it goes and it works with my other thing that I do.
yes.
I have a very tight relationship with my spirit guides. I talk to them all day long.
Right.
And I've
I
been
love
telling
it.
my spirit guides, I need
Right.
help to get my messaging out there.
Yes.
And they're the other aspect to me manifesting this
Hmm.
help. And then I'm
Right.
also talking and I'm sending it off and just trusting. I trust it's going to
You
come.
got to trust.
I
Yes.
honestly, I thought I would be paying for a service like this, but
Mhm.
I've invested over $30,000 in my business in the last few
Yes.
years. And I'm like,
Exactly. Now I need to see some fruits of the labor,
mhm,
right? Yeah. And the other thing is like talking to your spirit team and the helpers, the souls that are here to help us, while we're living this life. They want to help us, right? It's a matter of like they can't read our minds. We have to tell them specifically in the areas of our lives where we need help and trust the process. Trust that they will help bring you what you need. And that is what I consider manifestation, right?
mhm.
Pulling in your resources, allowing your team to help you to get the things that you're, wanting to get, of course, with alignment. And if it's your highest will, of course, you got to keep those things in mind because sometimes, people want to manifest winning the lottery and like they spend thousands of dollars trying to win a lottery and that never manifests because a lot of times that's not in alignment with their highest goal for their life, right?
Right. Or they have the vibration of a poverty mindset.
Yes,
That's just not going to align because they're not in the,
exactly.
and
So
that's
being
that's a huge key to manifesting.
correct, right? Like being clear, but always asking in a way for your highest good, right? Because we can try to manifest the things or pull in and ask for the things that we think that we should have, but unless it's for your highest good and your highest will, then it won't manifest. It won't come to fruition.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because this is like, I like to say it's this or something better.
Right. Yes.
So I'm not set in stone. When me manifesting this business coach to offer her services for free for me, this was like I was blindsided by it. I
Right.
wasn't expecting this, to be honest.
Yes.
I had no clue. I didn't put it in a box of it had to be.
Right. Exactly. Like again, going into the kitchen and helping the chef
Yeah, exactly.
create the masterpiece or the master meal for you. So
Just
it's
trusting.
always like what I would say, there's always, like you said, either the thing that you're asking for or better. And
Yeah.
sometimes the universe, God, source, whatever your belief systems are, will, what I would say, a term that we use is sometimes God save us from ourselves, right? Like
Mhm.
sometimes we think we want the thing, but it's not the thing that we should have, right? So you got to be in alignment with what's your highest good.
All right. So 3 myths. Let's talk about 3 myths to manifesting.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or you want me to?
You can go.
All right. So you can probably help me on this one. Just think positive thoughts. It will happen.
Right. Yes. Miss just, I mean, I think positive thoughts every day. It just doesn't always, it's good to think positive thoughts because you want to keep your energy high. But as it relates to manifestation, it goes, a couple steps further where you have to immerse yourself into that experience, right?
This is
You just
exactly like what you and your husband did for the
Yes,
house.
right. For
Mhm.
manifesting the house. Like you have to,
Yes.
take those micro steps and feel each step along the way to manifest the thing that you want.
Yeah. Feel
Yeah.
it, experience it in your mind. It's fun. It's
Yes.
fun to like, to me, I mean, I've always been a daydreamer. I'm a
Hmm.
Pisces. I love to daydream. I know you get it too. You got lots
Yes.
of Pisces in your chart.
Yes, I do.
So
Yes.
it's
Moon and
playtime in our
rising.
mind. We're co-creating. How fun is that?
So number two is, vision boards and affirmations are enough, right? I think I spoke on that a little bit earlier. Like it's great to create the vision boards and affirmations and just constantly, just having them in front of you, speaking them is great, but just really manifesting it in a way that where you're looking at your future self, because that's really what a vision board is, right? Is you are envisioning a future version of yourself, but you have to start to feel what that future version of yourself looks like, feels like, talks like, walks like.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. There's no way that we can't if we don't connect with that future aspect of us.
Yes,
So when
exactly.
you build a vision board or you're saying an affirmation, you're doing it from the perspective of your future self.
Correct.
You're
Yes.
really embodying that in that
Yes,
moment.
really embodying that feeling. So I learned something when I was in corporate early on in my career. One of my coaches, my managers, had shared with me, if you want to go to, management level, right? I was new at corporate and wanting to elevate through corporate America. They were like, start to walk and talk like the 2 levels above you, because then you're starting to manifest, right? You're living in the version of the self that you're wanting to go to, right? So starting to dress, starting to study, upper leaders who you admire, who you want to also be similar to and learn from, and start to pull in the version of that future self that you want to be
That's
and
good.
start to live it in the moment.
That's really great advice that you've received.
Yes.
That's awesome. I know my boyfriend, he talks about like anybody, because he's a hairstylist, he owns his own
Okay.
business, but he has so many clients in his chairs. And whenever they have an interview coming, he always gives them this advice. Don't interview for the position you're interviewing for, interview ahead above.
Yes.
Go in, you're going to become that manager or whatever it is that you're going to,
Yes.
that's the position and he gets them in that mindset. And that's the
Yes.
exact same thing that you're talking about. Mhm.
Absolutely.
I love
Yes.
that. That's so
Love
good.
that. So what's the third one for you?
If you have doubt, you'll ruin your manifestation. I love this one because we all have doubt.
Right.
And the doubt to me is the ability to understand what is the root cause that's blocking me from manifesting what I want. So
Yes.
then I can go do the healing that needs to be done. So
Yes.
identifying, being conscious of the doubt,
Yes.
recognizing, okay, 93% of the time, our subconscious mind is running wild. It's
Yes.
running on doubt, lack, fear, because that's how
Yes.
we've been programmed.
Correct.
Plus, we've
Yes.
consciously changed it, which I know I and you, I'm sure, actively
Mhm.
every day, if constantly changing that
Yes.
program, being aware of it, calling
Yes.
it out, and going, all right, let's face it. What does this ego need to say? It needs to be
Right.
heard.
Exactly.
It
Needs to
hasn't
be
been
heard.
heard yet. So let it.
Yes.
So, what I do often when I'm manifesting, I write out my doubts. I let my
Mhm.
ego just run wild on a sheet of paper. So you got your chance. Let
Yes.
it out. And then
Yes.
let her write all of her
Mhm.
fears, all her doubt, all of everything. And
Yeah.
then I will take it and I will burn that sheet of paper. And then from there, I will write out, I now choose to believe.
Yes, love that. Yes.
And
So
that's my
turning the
reprogram.
doubt, yes, into choices, right? Because we have choices. And so doubt, like you said, and fear are just really trying to keep us safe, right? Because
Yes.
our
Mhm.
mind is used to a certain program of things that we have created that have kept us safe. And so when we think about new versions and neural pathways on how we want to do things different, it trips up the mind, and the mind is
Yes.
like, what are we doing? Like, this is not safe, so I want to keep you in the safe zone. So what I typically do is, either I would say, like, I choose to do, this thing that I want. And then also sometimes I'll say to the doubt or the fear, I'll put it on the shelf and I'll come back and pick you up after I finish what I'm doing here, because I know you have a voice and I want to hear what you have to say, but you can't be in the driver's seat right now. I will be back for you and I will hear what you have to say.
I love
Yeah,
it. As
yeah.
long as you go back, you got to
Yes,
go
exactly.
back.
Because it's going to show back up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yes, exactly. Because we got to be able to allow that to come out and address it.
Right,
So, but
1000%.
it will not, the doubt will absolutely not block you from manifesting if you know how to face it and allow it to voice itself. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's a great one. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, so we're wrapping up on time here, coming to the end. Is there anything else that you want to share?
Yeah, I want to just, again, I always say this to the community, like, you're not alone. Everyone's going through something, whether they're sharing it or not. So give yourself and give your community, give your family, friends grace when they may not show up in the way that you need them to show up. It's because people are going through things and they just may not be sharing it with you. So just giving yourself grace and giving your community, your family, and friends grace, because we're all balancing and trying to navigate this thing called life.
I've had a few of my clients in the last week, and I did a little video on this about them getting triggered in their conversations with their loved ones. So maybe next week that's a topic we can talk about,
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
because exactly what you're talking about right there is we're all getting triggered. We're all just navigating these times that are chaotic and unsteady for each of us, and wounds are surfacing so
Yes.
that we can navigate it with a clear mind. So we do need to allow them to express. But if we're not aware of it, we could be getting triggered by our loved ones.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Any
Love.
parting words for you?
I hope that you, as the listener, sit down and write out what it is that you want your life to look like,
Mhm.
and take these tips that both Darnelle and I shared in our experiences and start to manifest them. Use what resonates with you most, all of it or one of them, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Start to implement it into your life and see. And it may be starting small with manifesting, I don't know, a parking spot, manifesting something big like Darnelle with her and her husband, a house. Whatever it is, start and see. And the more that you start, you'll start to see it compounds, and then you start to co-create the life that you want
Yes.
with your spirit
Exactly.
team.
Yes. 1000%. I love that. Thank you for
Yes.
that.
So live life by design, not default. And we are here to play big, and we are inviting you guys to join us in our free masterclass in March 25th. In March, we're already in March. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, March 25th. Do you have anything you want to share about our masterclass?
Yeah, like, it's gonna help you get unstuck, right? We all go through different periods in our life where we feel like we're in our way, we have limiting beliefs, or we just feel stuck. We don't know how to get unstuck. And this masterclass is gonna really help you to get unstuck, to believe in yourself. We're going to give you some resources and tips and tools to help you manifest and create the life that you want and get out of your own way. So we're looking forward to everyone signing up for this free masterclass. We're so excited about it, like Emily was saying, on March 25th. And the links will be in both of our videos and on our pages. So feel free to share with others that may be able to benefit from this masterclass as well.
Yep. We look forward to having you join us. So, well, we went a little long today, but it was really fun and hearing your manifesting story with your house. I love that.
Thanks.
And I
You're
can't
always
believe you've
amazing.
been into studying law of attraction since you were 13. That's amazing. I love that. Kudos to your mother.
She's amazing.
Sounds like it. Love that. Well, we hope you all have a wonderful week. And thank you for joining Darnelle and I this week on our Monday Mindset.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.